We are Gen Z's version of a Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, a Nick Kroll, a John Mulaney, a Jerry Seinfeld, a Larry David. Why don't you hit me with a duo?
Beavis and Butthead.
There we go.
Let's just record on our phone to be safe, okay?
Looking cutie.
Just took a little shower.
Okay, hold on. I want to hear everything, even though I can't tell if I'm mad at you or not.
You don't really have reason.
I don't know. I know, but I hold a little place of just something for you.
I know, it doesn't feel very good.
No, I know, but it's, by the way, it's not only my problem. It's your, I don't know why that is. Yes, it could be me, but it also could be you. It's two to tango. I don't know
Well,
why.
not really for your emotions about that, don't you think?
Something about you that makes me feel a certain way. How's Ukraine?
I'm not in Ukraine. I wish them well. I'm in Scotland. Every time I say where I am, or Robbie never knows where I am, even though I've only ever been going to the same place. I'm in Scotland.
I
You said
always say
Ireland.
Ireland and Scotland is the same thing.
No,
Please.
don't let them hear that, because Ireland wants to be, or else wants to be free from the UK. I forget which it is.
Well, everybody, if you're in Ireland, I want to let you know the rest of the world thinks you're Scotland. We don't know the hell the difference, and we don't care. And I'm sorry, that's just the reality.
Did you watch Dairy Girls?
No, I have to.
It's a great show. And you learn about it, the troubles, which I still don't understand.
There's a lot of troubles. You know what I watched? Billy Elliot. And it's about Northern England, the troubles there in the 80s. So there's troubles everywhere. Yeah.
Is Billy Elliot different than Dear Evan Hansen?
Yes, I don't know Dear Evan Hansen.
Sometimes when a musical or movie has a defining feature, I just associate it with every other movie that has that feature.
That's like Ireland and Scotland. There you go. There you go. So you just gave us a perfect, that's what the rest of the world, okay?
Okay. Whatever works,
it's like Ants and A Bug's Life, okay?
What's that?
Interchangeable.
The movie?
Yeah, interchangeable.
They might be part of the same cinematic universe.
Okay.
Whatever happened to cinematic universes, but it's just nothing happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like Garden State. Listen, because here's the whole thing. Cinematic universes, I wish I never even knew the word, but they're doing fine with the Marvel and this. They don't make movies for grown-ups anymore.
You know,
We've infantilized everyone. Everybody has just been, there's too much. We have everybody, most laymen now are working so many hours for so little pay that the 2 hours they have off, we get them to splurge on something that literally has them further from thinking about their own things. And they're just watching Hugh Jackman in a yellow leotard. And that's, and maybe they have a little bit of a gay fantasy that they get to itch. That's all. They're not gay, but they wanted to be gay for 1%. And that's it. And that's it. We're not making movies for people to fall in love anymore, to think about their dreams. Go ahead.
Well, I had two things to say. One is, I don't think I've ever seen a superhero movie. Okay. No. That's the first thing. Ever since the Joker shooting happened in 2011, I'm not going to the movies unless it's an independent cinema and they're showing a gay film, because I don't think anyone's going to shoot up the Angelica Theater in New York City.
Well, now, if you're thinking of shooting up, okay,
that's a spot to check out.
That's a spot, because I'll tell you right now, nobody would think of it. Nobody will think of it.
But still, when I go to those theaters, I sit like this, slumped down, so you can't see my head from the back, so they don't know to shoot me in the head from the back, and I sit right next to the exit.
But you know what you're doing?
What?
And I hate that this is at a gay theater. I hate to say it, but you're slumping into a needle potentially in your seat that's giving you AIDS.
Stop.
So either way, you're dead. I'm telling you right now, and I hate that it's a gay theater. You made it a gay theater. I did not make it a gay theater.
You wouldn't have said that if it wasn't a gay theater. And by the way, I'm not saying it's a gay theater. I'm saying it's a gay film I'm going to see. There's one a year.
Independent. Who owns this? It's a gay.
It might be a bank.
It could be a bank, but I'm just saying you're slumping or you're up. Either way, there's two deaths. Which one you want is up to you. It's a choose your own
One
adventure.
is slower, one is more immediate. And I think I would take the immediate one. But the slow one, I get some people to come visit me, say something, maybe someone from the past says,
By the way, you could become a billionaire like Magic Johnson, the slow one.
the slow
It's
one?
not-
Oh, the slow death, as I was saying.
There's no death anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not something I'd wish upon anyone. So,
Well, I wouldn't not wish it. It seems so insignificant now. I mean, you're on a lifetime of drugs.
no, it's a huge issue, Robbie.
Which you like. You like drugs.
No,
You
I'm
might
down
actually
on my
enjoy this.
medication.
You might. I see why you're slumping
We take
down.
the
You're
same
secretly-
dose of SSRI. Let them.
I'm
let
actually
people
going to go
know
down. I really
you're going
thought
down
that it
now?
was. Yeah.
To what? From what to what?
The 50 maybe. I think I just
You're going
need the
down to
beginner
50.
dose. Yeah.
I'm on 50.
I know, but you need to be on a massive amounts of medication. You have borderline.
You don't know, Robbie.
They need you on lithium.
know
When do you get
anything.
lithium?
By the way, I've been on lithium. It doesn't work for borderline. There's no medication for borderline, Robbie.
There's
You're on
none.
lithium. No.
So see, look at the
No,
world.
there's
I have
no
to work with
C.
this.
No.
With this
You
maniac.
have to
There's
work
no
with.
cure.
Look who I'm working with, who's not even going to get a diagnosis to help the people around her.
I got a diagnosis. What do you think? I was diagnosed with PTSD. That's why I'm on.
I'm telling you,
I got
there's
the
other
50
stuff
mg of the
afoot.
citraline. It helped me a bunch. It took a little bit of an edge off. My nightmares
There's
are
other
still
stuff afoot.
bad, but they're not as bad. I still have very active dreams, but they're not.
What are your dreams?
You know what? There's a lot of travel and movement in my dreams, which makes sense with my childhood. Even, yes, I'm always catching a flight or I have to be on a boat. Any type of I can be
That's
on a
a
tricycle.
nightmare?
No, it's terrible. It's like we have
Is it
to.
the
It's like,
stress, or it's like you know that if you miss
it's never
the
like a
flight-
yacht. It's like a Titanic, like, say,
I
a
understand.
lifeboat. We're never on a fun. It's never like, oh, look, seagulls. That doesn't happen. in the
Right, there's a
dream.
bag over your head. You can't even
It's like
see the
I have
seagulls.
to. I have to rescue 2 or 3 of my siblings. They're heavy for me. It's a whole thing. They can't walk for some reason. I'm like, come on, one foot in front of the other. Suddenly, when I rush,
I
nobody can
often,
walk.
you know what? I have a lot of dreams where I can't go down the stairs, so I fly down them, but then I land really hard. It's like the physics stop working when I'm in the air, but then when I land, gravity catches up with me, and I
You
hurt
need
myself.
lithium.
No, I don't. You are
Okay.
actually causing an issue for the community by saying this type of stuff.
How is Hungary? Can you tell me?
Scotland is fine. It's fine. It's bigger than I thought.
What do you mean? You're only in one town, right?
Well, I'm
Did you
in
go where Gabby
Edinburgh.
was?
I don't know where Gabby was.
Inverness?
Inverness is gorgeous. I did a bike ride
Yeah.
there when I was here a couple years ago. But I'm staying in an apartment across from 2 grocery stores. Have you heard of this? 2 grocery stores right next to each other.
Yeah, it's called competition. Wake up. We learned about it in
That's
economics.
crazy though, to put one next to the other, and they're very
That's what they
similar.
do to drive prices down. It's better for the consumer, believe me.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Okay, because what happens when you don't have competition,
Can't you
and
put it
we
on
have it in this
opposite
country,
corners?
you have a
Humiliating.
monopoly,
I went into both yesterday, actually. It
right?
was
They
actually
can charge
convenient.
whatever they want in a monopoly because it's the only grocery store. Everybody's got to go. So you open another one, suddenly, okay, they want people to come there. What's the incentive? And
Yeah.
then in the middle of that, which this country is made up of, and I'm talking about the US, but I'm sure there is an oligarch, which is a few companies that
Mhm.
control everything. So those two
Mhm.
companies, it's still not perfect competition for the consumer because maybe there should be 10 grocery stores that should be, for instance, mom and pop shops. We used
Do
to
you
have a
think
lot
grocery
more.
stores should just all be on the same block in every town? Should every type of store be on the same block as the other types of
No,
stores?
I don't, but I do think there's something charming about the way my early childhood was, at least in the Jewish neighborhood, where it's like you had, grocery stores were divvied by their produce. So you had a fish store.
Mm-hmm.
And these were smaller, more manageable mom and pop shops that if you only sold fish, okay, it kind of ensured everybody went there for fish. Then there was
Yes.
produce, people who had fresh berries, stuff like that. You kind of only went there. There was meat stores. So it was like, it's a very good
Chinatown
way.
has this as well.
Yeah,
in New
it's a very
York.
good way to do business. Of course, big corporations killed that by putting all of it in one store and making
Let's
sure they
see.
reap the profits of everything. But it used to be very segregated by the item that you were
Which
selling.
one would you sell, you think? I know which one I'd sell.
I'd sell fish.
Actually, I have two ideas. Because of what? I know. Okay, mine would be berries because I like to go berry picking. Twice I've done it in my
Okay,
life.
Lyme disease. There.
No, I don't
Good
have
luck.
Lyme. I've been tested.
Well, you would get Lyme.
No,
You of
I've
all
done
people
it and
would
I
add
haven't
Lyme.
gotten it.
Oh, this is the
Okay?
one disease she doesn't want is Lyme
No,
disease. Everything
there
else
are
she
many
wants.
diseases I don't have. I don't want them. You're pushing
If
an
it isn't mental,
agenda.
she doesn't want it. But actually, Lyme disease is very mental.
Yeah, it's a huge issue. Justin Bieber had it, ruined his life.
I actually don't even really believe it.
I know,
but
it's
it is what
interesting
it
to
is.
talk about. My friend who's a doctor doesn't really believe in it either, honestly. And then and people know him, listen to the podcast, so I hope he's not upset. I'll have to talk to him. But stop. He doesn't like
Okay,
that.
whatever. Hi. He's a pediatrician. He's got nothing to do with this.
Stop. He got doored yesterday on his bike.
Oh my God.
Literally, I'm like, that is scary. Wait, let me just say the other one I would do. I would also sell bread.
Surprising.
Yeah, in Toronto. I'd like to learn how to make amazing bread because I can do pastry.
Yeah, well, that seems like a very achievable goal for you. We've done way harder things than making bread. We're in this business.
Well, you know, bread baking is very hard. Some would
It's
say.
not that hard.
Well, to make a good, have you ever watched Great British Bake Off? Paul Hollywood, his whole thing is bread is impossible.
I love bread.
I think he's dating a 20-something-year-old.
Good for him. He's a real cutie.
Piercing eyes. You know, I've really never dated older.
I dated 14 years old, and when I was 19, a pedophile.
Yeah, that's a huge issue. But I saw this thing about Sarah Paulson and Holland, whatever the fuck, and I was like,
yeah, oh my God,
what is going on?
It's insane.
I just don't really get it past a certain age, and you know that's ageist of me, and I'll work on it if it's an issue. But I think
there's like a 40-year difference there, right? Is it 38? Can you look up?
Crazy.
It's 38. It's close to 40.
Separate houses.
Can you look it up?
I'm looking it up. Holland Taylor's 81. Okay,
and how old is
death's
Sarah?
Door.
No, she's not at death's door.
49. So like 32.
So what is it? Just ask what just say what is the age difference?
I just did it in my head. 32 years.
Okay, 49.
49 and 81.
Okay, 49 to 59, 69, 79. Yeah, 32 years.
That's it.
That's actually not as much as I thought.
That's a whole person who could die, and they'd die young, but you'd still say, well, they got 32 years.
Do you know what it's like? Celine and Renee Angelil. Oh, I can't get over Celine Dion at the Olympic. Celine Dion.
Well, I know who that is, but who's Renee Leal?
Okay, why don't you be cultured a little bit? Yeah, she's not an American pop star. She's not Christina.
I don't like singers.
She's not Christina Aguilera.
Don't care. Don't like singers.
She's a French Canadian singer, Celine Dion.
Like female singers.
Okay, stop.
I'm just telling you the truth.
I had the most boring girl in high school once told me that she didn't like female singers.
I don't know.
And by the way, you're in Ireland where they got the Cranberries.
Scotland.
Whatever. One of the greatest voices that ever lived.
I'm just telling you a preference.
But it's misinformed.
That's okay for this. I feel fine. But you know what I will say, actually, whenever I voted on American Idol, I did vote for the girl singers. So when it counts,
you don't like Justin Guarini?
No, I voted Kelly Clarkson. When it counts, I vote for the women. I show up for women.
Stop pretending you don't know who Celine Dion is to be cool.
I know who it is, but I've never listened to her music.
Stop it. You have.
I don't know. Then tell me what songs she's in. I know what she looks like.
Oh, you heard her.
An issue.
Stop. Okay, I want you to totally for a second.
No, and it's not a coolness.
No. I want you to stop being cool.
I'm telling you the truth. I don't know her music.
Okay, what was one of the most famous movies of all time?
One of the most famous.
The biggest grossing movie.
Star Wars.
What's another one? I know you know.
No, I actually don't.
You guys see, This is like what kids do.
Bobby, this is the slander.
Let me do it.
Okay, Titanic.
Okay, so Titanic. Rachel never heard of Titanic.
No, I've seen Titanic.
Rachel never heard of Titanic.
I didn't think of that. See, you're assigning things to me so that it's slander.
Okay.
It's slander.
What's the movie associated with Titanic? What's the sound, the song associated with Titanic?
Is it I Will Always Love You? I can do the
you know the song.
Dun 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 dun. Right?
Na, 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 na,
That's not I will. What's that? Oh, I will always love you. Sounds pretty similar.
This way.
Okay, so are you telling me that's Celine Dion?
I'm not telling you because you already know, but sure, if you want me to play this game.
No, I'm asking.
So in any event, so
like
she
that's
was
the
with
point you're making.
Angelil.
Who is that?
Stop.
No,
this is
I'm
not even
no,
fun.
Robbie, why don't you take?
Okay,
why don't you step into your spotlight where
Rachel,
you can lecture me again
they
and
need
tell
these
me
games because I was a kid and I used to ask stupid questions for attention.
it's not
so I kind
stupid.
of understand. So Renee Angelil, she met when she was 12 years old. Celine Dion is the youngest of 14 children. She grew up extremely poor in Quebec, where I'm from.
Yes, I'm seeing why you're interested. Okay.
And he discovered her. She had the voice.
What was he?
He was a manager or something. He was 38 years old. She was 12. They were 19. They got married. And she was 19. Okay. And they were apparently secret for a couple of years, whatever. And then they were together for 30 years until he died. Now, when you watch the documentary, so that's kind of disgusting because she was 12.
Yes.
And you understand that. But you watch the documentary, and even if she was groomed, she really loved this. Like, this was the love of her life. But keep in mind, in her case, why I look at the Holland and I look at, the Holland Taylor, Sarah Paulson of it all, and the Renee Angelil, Celine Dion of it all, is that there are exceptions. And I'm not saying, I think he groomed her, and I think they had a very special. He mortgaged his house for his belief in her.
Just
this
to fuck her, maybe.
It never seemed like he went outside the marriage or like he liked kids generally. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he was like, they were monogamous and together 24/7 and enjoyed the rest of his life together. Like, it didn't seem like he had this before, or, it did seem a bit like, listen, this guy believed in her when literally nobody, like, you can't get out of these towns. Like, no, it's unheard of. It's unheard of. Okay. And he mortgages his house and makes her a star. And he's like, he believed in her every single time. That was amazing, Celine. That was amazing. I'll do all the business. Don't worry. You're amazing. Just speak, just that kind of confidence you give a person who has nothing, but he kept on it and he did his promise and he mortgaged his house to pay for all of it, which, was no easy feat, especially back then. And flying from Quebec, I mean, there's not a lot of flights. So I'm just
Quebec's huge city.
No, but at the time, you know what I mean? It's like in the winter, there's cancellations. You're doing like anybody who's in a winter city, that flying is a fucking bitch because you're always accounting for higher prices and whatever else. But anyway, he believes in her and he never like strays from the marriage, gets other kids. You know what I mean? It's like they had a once.
Did they have
It's not
kids?
like he did this before 3.
Did they have kids?
Yeah, 3.
And what do they think?
They seem cute. They're 3 boys. She loves these boys. She's so cute with them. And the older son seems really protective. He's taken on like a Renee job in terms of Renee died, but her older son, who's also named Renee Charles, he's always protecting her, like in the back of the paparazzi. Like, she loves to pop off. Celine's a star.
Yeah.
But he makes sure, hey, don't throw anything at her. She's a petite woman. Like he's just always in the back, loves his mother having her shine. It's like they kind of have that spirit of like Celine should just feel special all the time. And they do that.
So okay, all right. Well, I do
I don't know. I don't know. I feel conflicted.
No, here's my
with the Holland and
question.
the Sarah. Yeah, go ahead.
She's a pop star. Like, what type of pop sstar?
She's, what would you say? She's a ballad, like an Adele.
I see.
Would you call
Oh,
Adele a pop, like a Mariah?
I would call
sorry, a
Adele
Whitney Houston.
Adele. Whitney
Yeah, like
Houston, yeah.
Whitney Houston, like these big ballad singers that you get once every how many years?
Yeah. Who's the one of us now? I guess Adele.
Adele, yeah.
We don't really have ballad singers anymore. Would you agree? You disagree?
No, because we've had Adele and Sam Smith, which are wonderful singers.
Sam Smith is the non-binary one.
Yeah, I mean, whether you believe that or not, he's terrific.
Okay, okay.
What?
Nothing, Robbie. It doesn't even matter anymore with this type of stuff. Okay,
What?
so listen, tomorrow's the year anniversary of launching the pod.
You're kidding me.
No.
And of course, you're nowhere to be fucking found.
Well, I'm doing a festival I told you about maybe 8 months ago. Don't you think?
Well, we should really have been celebrating our 1 year. What do you think? We should have like kind of an assessment.
I was thinking for Patreon, we could each record like our highlights and then put it on the Patreon.
No, you're doing that because you're in Scotland. You can't record with me. And you won't let me record alone because she's
Robbie.
jealous I'm going to take the pod from under her. But
Oh my
except,
God.
let
It's
me just say
actually
something.
crazy. Can I say something? Can I say a couple
Yes.
things as well? Well, what do you want to say, first of all? Go ahead. It's like
No, I
you
don't.
create the
No, I
issue.
want you. I want you to.
Here's what I would say. I would
Yeah.
say that if the shoe was on the other foot and you were out of town, you would never in a million years let me record solo episodes first.
I would, and you have for
You were
Patreon. You started the
I know,
solo.
but you were
started the
very.
solo.
I did one solo episode for Patreon because you were unavailable, and we needed to do something for the Patreon, and you were very anxious about it. Right?
I was only anxious because you were anxious.
I was not anxious at all. I was like, I'll do this, you'll do it next week, and then you didn't do it the next week. By the way,
I didn't want to do a solo.
Okay.
In the end.
So
I thought the pod. No, I didn't.
It was
wanna
just
do
for
it.
Patreon. It was a people can
I
comment.
did do.
on
I
YouTube.
gave you one with the steak frites.
You did. You did do that. Now, so do you would let me do solo episodes in the normal feed?
Why would we do it in normal feed? If I'm away, yes, if it's easier.
Well, you have been away and that has never been a conversation. It's always just trying to figure out what the schedule is.
Okay, let's ask people, do they want solo episodes, which would trigger a split of the podcast, too far with Rachie and too far with Rob? Well, you would have not far enough with Rachie and too far with Rob.
Why are you pitting us against each other?
Well,
like,
that's what you're starting.
No, that's what you're starting.
That's what you're starting.
When it has been me, I'm like, okay, let's figure out when to do it together. It's always accommodating both of our schedules.
Do you miss me?
No.
Not at all.
Not yet, no. I haven't been gone that long. You don't miss me.
I do miss you. I do miss you. I think you're a cutie. I think you're a cutie. See, why can't you answer?
Because you scare me and you make me upset.
Why?
Because you do, and you know
this is the best you've looked. I have to say that.
Well, I'm sitting in front of the window, and I don't talk to you like that. Your
skin looks terrific.
Thanks, Rob.
Scotland is doing wonders for your skin.
You know what it is, honestly? At both in LA and New York, when I'm there, I have access to mirrors where I can lean very close and pick. And when I'm traveling, I'm usually not able to do that. And so I'm not picking.
You know what? I'm stopping with my hair. I have to. I mean, it's like I literally have a spot since 3rd grade that I'm twisting off. The fact that it continues to grow back hair year after year.
Resilience.
It's unbelievable. I'm like,
it's like a tree growing in a burnt forest.
But you know what I need to get? I'm going to start wearing a cover on my finger. And I think you have to start too for your face. We have to have a discipline. We have to do something. It is unacceptable to let our habits
affect
and
our
OCD
lives.
get the best of us.
I know.
So
I don't want to wear a finger pad though.
Well, you'll have to for 2 months for the no, it
disgusting.
doesn't matter. But you know what gets disgusting? Your face.
All right. Whatever works, Robbie. Get you off my fucking back.
So you're coming back in 2 weeks?
It's possible. Yeah, I can't talk about it.
I can't. And by the way, I love that you did all this can't talk about stuff because I really can't tell you something now. And I actually think it fueled fire. I actually think what you end up doing with all of your secret, the way that you're like
but then
insidious.
you said, oh, she's so braggadocious. And
no, I'm not braggadocious.
No, Robbie, that's what you say about me. And now you're saying, well, now she's not telling me stuff.
No, but you must have subconsciously.
No, I don't give a fuck. I don't. Okay. I'm happy for you. We have different careers. I want you to get everything you want. And you should just feel that for me.
That is what I want for you.
You should tell me everything good that's happening. And if you can't because it's not signed yet or you're not allowed to, then that's fine.
That's okay. And you know what? We're thrilled for each other and we're real friends. You know what we could be? But I think we'll both be on better level even. Okay. You know, the Gail and Oprah.
You know, they just came out and said, we're not gay, seriously. But they support each other and they're nice.
Well, we're starting. We're learning. We're learning. I didn't know that you had this insidious way of trying to brag to be. I didn't know anything about this of you. I thought I was the problem.
I told
you. I realized,
I said, I might be coming back to LA early. Could be for any reason. Why? Everything. Anytime I tell
but that's why you do it.
Why?
Well, you do it.
Because we
so
have
I just get to the I don't let you do your games. I call you. It's like when you pretend not to know who Celine Dion is. I go, okay.
I didn't.
Let me tell you about the movie Titanic. Kate Winslet, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Heard of him? Didn't know.
You know who's the new Leonardo DiCaprio?
You posted about this. Who was it?
Tobey Maguire dating 19-year-olds. I kind of like this one.
Is he dating a 19-year-old?
Yeah.
They're the same.
On the yacht. He's taking a page out of Leo.
Oh,
and I'll say, I saw Tobey Maguire out at a restaurant, a vegan restaurant that my ex used to force me to go to. And it's actually a delicious restaurant.
In LA?
In LA. We saw him with his whole family. He's got like 3 kids, the wife, and he looked miserable. Like he didn't like the wife. He didn't like the kids. I don't know what it is. He looks pretty happy with this kid on the boat. And it's surprising for him. But I guess it would have been surprising when Leo started. Like, I don't know. You know, you don't think of Tobey Maguire like this. I don't know him so well.
No, he looks, I get him and Jake Gyllenhaal confused.
That makes sense.
You think?
Him and Topher Grace, the guy from 70s Show.
Topher Grace is a good guy, right?
Yeah, he's the only one who didn't get involved with all this shig that they're doing with what's his name, this rapist.
You know who I really like? Matt Damon.
What? Who?
Matt Damon.
I don't know if I like him, and I get him confused with the other one.
Ben Affleck?
No, with
Leonardo? You need to get allergy shots. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Okay, we should
have. You know, my grandma used to do that, and she's dead now.
Well, my grandmother's dead now, and she didn't do that. So, what are you getting at?
Did you know nothing? Did you know?
When does your mother come to? Is your mother coming to? Wait, what did you ask?
Not if my
Okay.
Not if my trip changes.
Well, did your mother already book her flight? That's a lot of money.
Yes, she will have to get a flight credit.
Will she be able to get that?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise, we would help her. I just want your mother to know. What's her name again?
I told her. I don't want to say her name again.
Okay.
I
just want Rachel Time's mother to know
again. Care of. I called her the other day. I said,
we
you'll never have to
take
worry.
From the Patreon. I'm happy to help because that is so, it's terrible when you've booked something and you can't get the money back.
Yes.
This is criminal.
It's not right. I agree. I couldn't agree more.
What do you think about Kamala?
Well, she's funny to me. Will I vote for her? Probably.
Here's the whole thing. I'm still not voting, but my whole Kamala thing is this. She was incredible in Congress. Incredible. When she went to Brett Kavanaugh, her questioning was super sharp. She was extremely capable. Then she becomes vice president. She's only
I know.
word vomiting.
I know,
I don't
it's
know.
crazy.
She's having blitzes, but it's kind of like she suddenly felt like, oh, she has to be in line of something, you know?
Yes.
So it was making her. Now that she's already the president, she's really, oh, okay, I can relax.
You think she's
I
the
do what the
president
fuck
already?
I do.
You
Yeah,
think she's
she's
gonna
like,
win?
I think it's very possible. I think she's gonna do what the fuck she does. Now she has like, she's not, you know, because in Congress she's her own boss in a way. She could,
Yeah.
you know, do whatever she wants for her questioning, whatever. And then she kind of had to sit behind Biden. He's blubbering.
Yeah.
She thinks that's working for him. She's got to do it. She's having brain farts. I don't know. It's rubbing off. And now she's like really stepped up in a way that surprises me. I do think she's, you know, going to be the status quo. Inflation will be terrible. Poor aren't, you know, she works for companies. Don't be mistaken, you know, the government, the establishment
I
government
really don't
works
know
for
much.
corporations.
Yeah.
You know, Bernie was our last hope. And yeah, but at least the difference between her and Trump is, and I don't think they have a lot of differences. I think poor people will continue to get poorer. They'll both work for the rich. It's just the same basically, but she'll be better for morale. You know, you won't
I
have like
think
mini
she'll be better
heartbreaks
for
every day.
abortion.
Yeah, and all that stuff, which nobody actually cares about, but they use
Well,
as
I
red
don't
herring
think that's
issues.
true.
No, I'm saying most people in the country are pro-abortion. Like it's just a losing argument. Like if the Republicans go for that, it's like we know that most people, it's a losing. You know, they want free access. So,
well, access.
Why would they harp on that? It's a losing issue numbers wise. Most of the country wants free. So, you know, so fine, they can continue to debate stupid things like this, but that aren't really debates about what the country wants. But I do think that she'll be better for morale.
I like her husband. Do you hear that his
we
story?
got the Jews there.
Yeah, the first
The
Jew.
Jews have arrived.
Did you hear a story about how when Kamala was like announced as Biden's replacement, he was in WeHo cycling with his two gay friends at Soul Cycle and left his phone in his car? That's the
he could be gay.
He looks gay. I know one of his kids.
Could be gay. Yeah, well, I know. She came to see me on a fashion show.
No, that's not the one I know.
You know the boy.
I know the boy because one of my exes went to college with him and they were roommates actually.
Yeah, I saw him at a party or something. Well, they have Secret Service with them now.
Really? I wonder.
Yeah, well, they did when she was. They did even when she was. Yeah, they've had for the past 4 years. They've had to have Secret Service.
I think I want Secret Service.
This
is what I feel.
Yeah.
Let me just say, being in the UK, and I might have said this last time I was here too, but I just really feel it when I'm here, which is I don't have to worry about a gun on the roof or far away.
Yeah, oh yeah.
The thing that's going to happen is a stabbing, and that's arm's length. So what? Maybe someone has a wingspan of 6 feet, but you just 100%. Have to know 6 feet around you. You don't have to look 100%. Up or around. And so that's why I want Secret Service, because they are looking around for you.
Well, until they're not always looking around, as you said.
Until they're not, of course. But you know what? That doesn't happen often.
Well, it's wild that it happens.
And I would have my Secret Service would be butch lesbians.
100%.
Because they do not sleep. They don't sleep. They're the customer service pros.
Yeah, Secret Service. Welcome, Secret Scissors, and it's Butch Dykes.
Cool, Robbie.
Okay. Secret Scissors, okay, and we'll be covered. It's so interesting to be at like a Brooklyn hipster party and there's Secret Service there, which is I think like the type of, actually it was in LA, it was like a hipster small bar, something like the Brewster, something like this, and he was there, like a mutual friend's birthday or something like this, and there's Secret Service, you know, they have to dress normal, so they're wearing like, one's wearing like, you know, kind of like a Hawaiian shirt. You know, they have very subtle like
that's not normal anymore.
No, I know, but like this is them like dressing for hipster, you know. He's like, they're probably at their apartments like I got a Hawaiian, like how do we blend in? But they're built like Frigidaires, so you're there's all these scrawny guys, you know, nothing, and there's two guys like fridge, you know, they're holding a beer that they don't sip, you know, they're trying to like blend in, but they're really like, if you go and say hi to them, they're like, they don't talk. They're like, you know, So it's just, I'm like, guys, at this point, just me in the uniform. This is weirder that I'm like, oh, you were obviously in the Secret Service.
Well,
You're
I was at a
enormous.
party
You're not
once.
talking to anyone.
I was at a party with one of the Obamas recently, and there was no Secret Service to be.
They were there.
But I was
They're
like, where? Like, it was a house party.
Yeah, they were on the roofs.
Wow.
They're in the car.
They're in the car. But in the car, what are you going to do? What are you going to do from the car?
They will rush in and do whatever the hell they need to do. And you know the details on Sasha and Malia love them.
Yeah.
Right, because it's like protecting a kid. It's like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, very interesting. How was she? Which you saw Malia.
Malia, I mean, stunning, very personable, chilling, totally like nice, normal. I mean, I didn't talk to her that much, but
okay, great. Rachel, you know what I thought when we were doing this episode, and you don't realize that I worked all night. I had a very late show.
How was it?
Very, very fun.
Where was it?
But I did that clown show, Chad's show.
Oh, Chad Damiani, yes.
Yeah, and I find it to be a really fun, embarrassing way to perform. So I try and push myself and do it, and I always have a good time. But it's a long show. You're there for the whole show.
What time does it start?
I think it started at 9:30. And went, I was probably home at 12:30.
3-hour show.
Well, we got there before he goes through everything, you know what I mean? And, because there's a lot of new players and that sort of thing. And then we hung out a little bit, not much after. And then you're buzzed up, you get home. So I thought when I woke up, I said, you know what? This podcast, Rachel will have a lot to say because she's in, Bulgaria, wherever the hell she is. And I'm sure she's got lots to say, but you've had almost nothing to say about where you are.
Well, Robbie, first of all, as you know, you talk a lot. And so what, can you hear that? What is that?
But you came in, you were like, well, Robbie, I'm like, what?
What are you talking? You came in, you started saying I have a problem with you. How do you think that opens me up to talk about stuff I want to talk about? Then you're like, I don't even know where you are. I don't know this place, that place.
How's the apartment?
It's nice. It's nice. It's, it's a 1-bedroom. It's on a very busy street. I was worried about the sound, but she said that the windows are soundproofed and I feel safe walking around. And I'm across the street from a mosque. And so I hear the call to prayer. It's an amazing way to wake up in the morning.
So they have religious people in Edinburgh?
They sure do.
You have one of those washing machines that's also a dryer behind you. I hate in the UK.
It doesn't dry, actually. At least this one's not pretending. This one does not dry.
So washer dryer combos are just like criminal.
Well, it's interesting because I was like, I'm worried this apartment's not going to have a washer dryer, and all these people in the UK were like, "What are you talking about? We always do. It's such an American thing not to have laundry in unit." And I'm like, "Well, you barely have laundry in unit. Like it's just like a rinse cycle, honestly. And then I got to hang it up everywhere. There's nowhere to hang it. I'm going to hang it on the couch."
Terrible laundry services, and this is why they smell over there.
It's true. I have really walked through some rank BO.
No, they don't have laundry there.
Also, the teenage boys here. Yeah, the teenage boys here look like it's still like train spotting. It's really interesting. Like they look the same as like 30 years ago.
Yeah, well, that's all back now.
I know, but it's actually like jarring. Like it's not even like, oh, look, it's back. It's like, are these people in the 90s? Like the hair, it's like really the way that it all sounds.
It's all backwards. Their laundry, if you're in the UK, you got a laundry problem. I don't know if this is a Congress thing or Parliament thing or whatever you have going on there, but these machines are scam machines. They're literally they just spin with some water.
That's all it is.
And I don't think they do anything, and they take 4 hours.
I agree.
It takes no less than 4 hours. You know what? We may not have laundry in unit, but we have laundry. When you do your laundry, you're getting it clean. Minutes. The shit is clean as hell. You've never seen soapier water. You've never seen faster spins. We're getting our laundry done. You guys live You reek.
Did you go to a
reek.
laundromat?
P-U.
Great.
P-U.
Great, Robbie. Did you go to a laundromat growing up?
No, we had laundry in the, we had laundry, but my mother let this, my mother always had weird people around the house. Again, it was a miracle that we were not molested. But this lady who, who I would qualify as the original childless cat lady that J.D. Vance is so mad about.
Mm-hmm. That's you.
Literally. But she would come over and like wash her pillows. My mother would let her use our washing machine.
Pillows or pillowcase?
Like full pillow. She would break the machine basically every time she used it. And my mother, being my mother, would just like, the machine is not working. She couldn't tell her it's not. Like, it's okay. Like,
wait, it was in your apartment or your apartment
no,
building?
it was downstairs. It was in
the laundry room,
the garage.
Wait. This is in Montreal or Brooklyn?
Yeah, this is in Montreal. So we had it in the garage where my great uncle's car was, whatever. It was like, really like unfinished, whatever, but it's laundry. Who cares?
Yeah.
And my mother had lines going in the garage over the car where she would hang shit. Mm-hmm. But this lady only came over to wash a heavy duvet. Like, I'm talking.
Where did she wash her other clothes?
I don't know. But whenever she came over, she would say, Connie, can I use my mother? I said, sure. Let me just get a load out. Okay. And my mother's using this machine. My mother did 8 loads of laundry a day. So it's not like easy to just use her machine. Yeah, she had 10 kids and my great uncle and,
8 a day, maybe 3 every other day?
No, because you know what? We had a lot of lice outbreaks.
Or what?
We had a lot of lice outbreaks.
Okay.
So that always kept my mother washing sheets like, really once a week. Like we didn't fuck around.
Yeah.
And then, some things are uniforms that have to be washed a certain way. My great uncle was pissing his pants daily. And she took care of him and washed his clothing. And, he was always needing to change and get it in the wash. Just throw it in there.
Pissing his pants. That's quite sad.
we would see him on the couch peeing. I'm like, he's peeing on the couch. My mother had the couches covered in plastic.
Well, did you throw the couch in the wash?
No, we had.
You had the
she
plastic.
Washed it, and she put the plastic. But he was, he was really unable.
Plastic to me is not very Jewish. That's Italian.
Well, and it's also if your great uncle Eddie is pissing, And by the way, it's not like get rid of him. It's his house we moved into.
Yeah.
He could piss wherever the hell he wants. We shouldn't even be there. We don't pay any rent. My mother moves in with 10 kids. He's living alone.
Well, now he has someone to put plastic on the couch.
Well,
I went to the laundromat, and at the laundromat, they
Here?
No, growing up. I never had.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have laundry in the building.
Yeah, because in the West Village, they're old buildings.
Not the West Village, and off you go.
But they have fluff and fold. It's very nice.
Well, that's not what we do. We go and do our laundry. It'd be like 3 hours at the laundromat, and they would play like smut. Is that what it's called? Like softcore porn.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess it's like Hell's Kitchen in the 90s. Like, I guess, but I'm also like, there were so many families, like the mom and the kids. That's at the laundromat. Turn one TV on to Disney.
No, because Disney sells toys. Disney is as poisonous as
smut. You think?
As smut. And I think it's so important for us to learn things naturally. We would go to the Korean video store.
Yeah.
Which we call the Korean video store because it was just owned by Koreans. And we always called things by the ethnicity.
They owned
yeah, like, well, it was like, obviously the kosher store.
Would you say the white?
We called it the Korean
store?
I don't even know what this video store is called.
But I'm saying, would you say, let's go to the white clothing store? Or
no, because everything Jewish was just, well, you go to, we're going to go to,
it's an all
you
Jewish
go to Yosef's, you go to, you call it what it is. We know what it's named, but it's like, we had the black barber shop that my mother would use very last minute if my brothers didn't get a haircut in time, for a Seder or something like this in their hair. She'd be like, well, you got to go to the black barber shop. And they would go and they would come back with like fades. And just really funny.
So swag.
Just these religious Jewish kids that are like, "Hey, can we get a haircut?" And I'm like, "All right, sit down." And it's like, it's just the sickest haircut they ever got. You know what I mean? Like the lines. I remember when the lines were so tight.
Yeah. I
But
had a
then
haircut or two like that.
we
So
loved the Korean
awesome.
video store because they had a great fucking video store and a great selection. They had great taste in movies, which now not being, in this community and growing up, Korean filmmaking is just terrific. So it all makes sense that they had great taste for, like, they had every indie movie. This was a tiny video store.
Did you have Blockbusters?
We had a Blockbuster later on, but it was far from the house. You had to take the bus there, and we did. But it was.
And you might as well see a movie out of the theater, huh?
Well, when you're kids, my mother would rather us home. Plus, it's $5.99 one movie. Blockbuster was very expensive. My mother was cutting it off sometimes. It was $5.99.
Can I say one thing about having a kid?
Yeah.
That happened today. Today I went on a hike this morning.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a big, steep hike. And
That's
this
you're looking
woman.
good.
Well, don't say stuff like that. And this woman is with her kid who's in a Disney princess costume. And the woman's complaining how she has to carry her kid up the hill. And it's like, what the hell did you think was going to happen? Like, are you, you know what I mean? It's like, what? I just don't, it's like, then don't take your kid on this hike. That's clearly for adults.
No, kids
and
are
shut up.
Yeah, shut up. We don't care.
And I
about
don't think kids should fly on a plane, or they should have a special
they should
plane
walk.
for kids. They should walk.
They should be underground.
They should learn how to drive.
The dogs. They
in the
should
mines.
be under.
Put the kids back in the mines on those trains. They can work it with coal themselves. Get them out of the
They
fucking
gotta
train.
be with the cargo, with the dogs. If you have a kid, it's gotta be in a kennel.
Put it in the train. Put the tranquilizer in.
Yes. You give it a trank.
Yeah.
And
then you can put it under your seat.
You put it under your seat.
If you're tranking the kid, you put it under the seat. That's fine.
Kids under the seat.
Don't look around like, oh, I'm sorry. It's like, you knew this was going to happen.
A kid is a personal item. You don't get a carry-on and a kid. The kid is the carry-on.
Yeah. But at least a suitcase can't scream and shit itself and you're smelling it. I'm saying, like, don't play the sympathy card of like, oh, he's being crazy. It's like, yes. And it's your fault. It's your parenting. You didn't teach your kid how to behave. My mother would just leave us there.
If we were crazy, okay, she's hiking. My mother always just left you there. Her big thing was like, let's say you stopped walking home from the grocery store or whatever, your feet were hurt, or everything was heavy. She goes, okay, sit there. She was home. My
dad would kick us out of the car and leave us. Okay.
What is this, a competition?